Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. Turn this fan off. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. I just came in from playing basketball, right, with my son in the backyard, and lo and behold, I had received a text message, and my understanding is Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford have a deal done, signed, everything. Fighting in Las Vegas, 29 October this year. Earl Spence is getting 55%, Terrence Crawford's getting 45%. That's what I said. I said 70-30, 60-40 is fair in my opinion, but 55-45 is the sweet spot. And that's what reportedly they've agreed on. So it seems like everything's been hashed out. People, I would say, expect an announcement soon. And it's glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. But the thing is, it's in Las Vegas. I'm not sure of the exact venue. I'm not sure if Terrence Crawford is signed with Al Heyman. There's still a lot of questions. But one thing I know right now, and I would say, and I say this definitively, that the deal is done. It's on. The purse split's agreed on, and we're just going to sit back and wait for them to announce it. I have a feeling they're going to announce it on the Jamal Selecki card. I think that's when the announcement is going to be made, because it's a PBC fight, and that's when they're going to make the announcement. I am very excited about this, and I know you guys are probably more excited than me. And it's just amazing to see. It's kind of frustrating too, but it's amazing to see what can happen when two guys really want the fight, you know? And it's sad, at the same time, it's sad and frustrating that we've had to wait several years to make this fight when it could have been done before. But Terrence Crawford chose to re-sign with ESPN. Now he has this lawsuit going on with him where he's saying that he believed they were discriminating against him, you know, suing him for racism, saying that they didn't get him the fights fights that he wanted or he deserved, and he felt like a lot of it had to do with him being a black fighter, okay? And I don't like to talk about this, man, because if something doesn't happen for me, the last thing in the world that I even want to think about is because anything doing with race, ethnic origin, religion, gender. I like to look at maybe my effort wasn't great enough. Maybe I didn't perform to my potential, you know? And if I'm going to go that route, I need to have something I can put teeth in, something tangible, okay? And for Terrence Crawford, I don't know what he went through at Top Rank. I don't know the conversations that were had. I don't know that the little jackasses who may have come and brought him little information, whether it was truthful or not, that could have caused him to see things a different way. But I do know this. You knew that Bob Arum and Al Heyman and PBC, right? You knew that there was an issue with these guys making fights. You knew that for the most part, the big-time welterweights were over at PBC. You had an opportunity to break lock with Bob Arum. You chose to re-sign. Now you're coming back saying he couldn't get you to fights with those guys at PBC that you knew were at PBC when you had an opportunity to get away from Top Rank. And now you want to come and sue the man. So, you know, again, that's just me sitting here behind a computer, me having conversation with friends, me being part of boxing groups, and getting my information, right? But I'm not really sure. I'm not sure how far Terrence Crawford can go with that lawsuit when it comes to that. But at the same time, you gotta look at the De La Hoyas. Gotta look at the Mayweathers. You gotta look at other guys who are signed to Top Rank, especially someone like Mayweather who said Bob wasn't giving him the fights and the money that he was getting De La Hoya. And when just yesterday I was watching that Floyd Mayweather documentary where De La Hoya was getting like 15 or 20 million a fight, and they wanted to sign Floyd in for like a 7-fight deal for like, I think 7 fights for, I don't know, $10 million or something like that, $7 million, $3 million, like something crazy. I think it was like $3 to $4 million for a 7-fight deal. And Floyd was like, oh, hold on a second. That's slave wages. De La Hoya's getting 15 million, 20 million for 1 fight. And for 7 fights, you want me to take 3 million. And Bob Arum, and this is, in the video, Bob Arum saying, Floyd thinks he's bigger than he is. He doesn't understand. He's not there yet. His time will come. Oscar's already there. And just basically downplaying Floyd. And that's what Floyd got out of the top-ranked contract, decided to do things on his own, lined up a few things, and it's been history ever since. So they tried to talk, Floyd, I know for a fact, tried to advise Terrence Crawford. But Crawford, and look, when you're comfortable, it's hard to go into the unknown. And I understand that. I definitely do. I know that firsthand. After doing something for as long as I did, and then now possibly having to, to do something different, that anxiety will kick your butt, man. But to see Terrence Crawford now getting away from it, I'm glad the fight's being made, but he still had his lawsuit BS, you know what I'm saying? But it's amazing to see just how fast that was able to get done when you don't have those roadblocks. So I'm good for him. Earl Spence, hey, look, the man has 3 belts. Crawford has 1. That 55-45 split is the sweet spot. Really, this could have been a 70-30 split, in my opinion. But 60-40, 55-45, that's the sweet spot. But Terrence Crawford brings a lot to the table, especially that resume, that undisputed distinction at 140 pounds, coming up to 147, and just making fights look easy. I would say that 55-45 is Earl Spence made sure not to make the negotiations impossible. I don't know about the pay-per-view purse splits or nothing like that, but I would think it would be 50% as well. So these guys already have dough. Well, they're about to become gazillionaires. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy for them. But more importantly, I'm happy for us as fans, because this is the season of the undisputed distinction, isn't it? Everybody wants to be the best. Now, the uniqueness of this fight with Spence and Terrence Crawford is these guys are, no kidding, the number 1 and number 2. Now, I'm not saying Crawford's 1, Spence is 1, or Earl Spence is 2, Crawford's the number 2. I'm not saying that. But they're the top 2. So when you see these guys fight, this is actually going to tell us who's like Earl Spence says, who's the big fish at welterweight. This is going to tell us that. Now, I've done enough videos on who I think is going to win, so I ain't going to get into all that. But I just wanted to bring that information to you guys, that this is my understanding, a done deal, 29 October, Las Vegas, 55% for Spence, 45% for Crawford. Not sure on the pay-per-view, but I can't see it being anything other than a 50-50 split on the pay-per-view and all other revenues. So good for these guys. Glad these guys were able to get it done. Terrence Crawford, man, I just hope he can sort out the rest of the crap he has going on. But I'll be curious to know if Terrence Crawford is now signed to Floyd Mayweather, if he's there with Al Heyman, if he has, if he's working on his own promotional company, just being advised, because we don't want anybody violating the Muhammad Ali Act, right? We don't want a promoter and a manager and an advisor all wearing the same hat. We don't want that one person doing all 3 jobs like he a Trinidadian, like he a Jamaican. We don't want nobody having 5 and 6 jobs. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that. I'll let y'all leave your comments below. I'm sure half of y'all are gonna say it's not happening, it's BS. The other guys are gonna be glad to hear the information. We get a little banter going on. But I'm not bringing you BS. I wouldn't post that if it wasn't something I didn't think was from a credible source. This was the same source that put the information out about these guys being close to a deal. The deal is done. So I expect for the announcement to be made very soon. So just, stand by, man, buckle up, let's get ready for this ride. I am looking forward to this. It is going to be amazing to see these guys fight for the undisputed WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO welterweight world titles. October in Vegas is gonna be amazing, man. So anyway, I'm out of here. I'll be back making some more videos later. I'm gonna go drink a little bit of this protein shake. Y'all take care. I appreciate your support. And as always, I'm in the breeze.